Hi, this is Greg in Pensacola, Florida. I'd like to welcome you to my YouTube channel. Today we're going to do another Kickstarter preview, and this one is on the 3D Printable Tanks Kickstarter by ZhiLin from Montreal. ZhiLin contacted me a few weeks ago and said, hey, would you like to print a few of my tanks? I'm getting ready to launch a Kickstarter. I said, sure, send them on over. I am a World War II tabletop miniature gamer. I do play Flames of War, and I have played Bolt Action before. And so I've seen his pictures before, and they've looked really good on the Printed Terrain Facebook groups. And so he sent me a couple STL files, and I gotta say, this is really nice stuff. And the Kickstarter and the numbers that he's got already is really good. So the Kickstarter is already funded. Now we're doing the stretch goals on there. I think the next stretch goal to unlock is the 15,000 mark, 15,000 Canadian, I think it is. And that is going to be for the KV1, KV2, and a sci-fi bonus tank also. So I'm going to put pictures up from the campaign itself as the video is going on. But what I wanted to do is take a few minutes and just give you a look of the files you're going to get, kind of what the breakout is of the prints, and just my opinion right off the bat on it. So just a little bit about ZhiLin. He's from Montreal. He's a mechanical engineer by trade. He designs things from airplane parts to mechanical arms to heart pumps. So when I read that, and then I started printing the stuff that you see here on the table for me, and the way this stuff fits together, he's a mechanical engineer. He understands how to build a heart pump and airplane parts. Doing the 3D printed tanks, it really shows in the design. Because out of the two assembled pieces that are in front of me right here, only 2 items on each of these are glued. Everything else right now is just press fit together. It fits that well, and it's what you would expect from a finished model kit. And we're going to talk about the cost comparison from a model kit to what you can print right here too. So his aim was to have vehicle models that print great, look great, even when painted and on low-end printers. The models are designed as a kit. You print, assemble. The kits are designed so that the individual parts are easy to print, and once assembled, all the ugly faces will be hidden. So the models look good without any post-processing. And like I said, I'll be flipping pictures up on here. Whoever's painting this stuff, I'm not sure if he's painting it or he's got somebody else that's painting it, is doing a outstanding job. I mean, these tanks look beautiful that are on the website. And so let me just talk about what's in front of me in the table here. So we got 2 vehicles. We got a Russian T-34-76, and then we have a M113 personnel carrier in front of me. And then off to the side are the 3D printed parts that actually make up these vehicles. And so I'm just going to pick this up here. And so like I said, the only thing on this tank right now that's glued is this, and this. Everything else, including the barrel, is all press fit together. And so these keys, you print these keys that get pushed in to the different pieces, and you can make them as loose or as tight as you want, because they have these little lines on the side that you can shave down. So this right here, it was pretty tight when I first put it in, but I just worked it a little bit, and the it loosened right out, and it rotates right around at a 360 with no issues at all. The tracks, those are all just press fit in there. Nothing's going to come apart on this tank, and you'll see the split right here where I press fit this part together with another key. So this is a beautiful piece. I printed this on the Maker Gear M3. I printed at 150 microns because that's just initially what I had it set at, and what I do most of my printing at nowadays. But you can print this down to 100 micron. He's got a couple of the pieces in here in a 200 micron variant, so it's really neat. So the pieces, like this will print like this off the print bed, and then print up, and you'll put supports in here. So you will have to use some support on the prints. I did email him about one thing. Maybe it'll be addressed on there, but it had no issue at all with getting a quality piece. It was just some support. So if you see, like right here on this track, you got this little line of support that goes across because the wheels are indented. So that's just something that you want to make sure you turn on supports where you do. And he does provide a really good PDF document that talks about the level of overhangs and stuff like that, and that you'll use support on a couple of the pieces on there, but the way he uses the support it's all none of this is on top. It's, the support that went on these tracks is on the inside right here, where you don't see it on the game table. So, and again, like these push into the back of the track. So this is really, really good. The M113, I just finished this yesterday. And, again, I glued this front panel on and I glued this hatch on the back. Everything else just snaps together, including the barrel up here on the machine gun, which I thought was pretty darn good, because I was like, man, I got to drop some glue in there. And so, wait a second. I went click. It's not coming out. I could pull it out, but, so it's right in there. And then this just presses onto the top for the machine gun on there. So that, this is typical of what you're going to get from this Kickstarter. So let's talk about what else is in this Kickstarter. There's a different pledge level. So obviously I'll have a link to the Kickstarter where you can look at the pledge. I did, I think it's a Tanker Ace pledge level myself. It's 103 US, and it's everything in the kicks, all the models on there, plus the stretch goals, plus the bonus items, and whatever else he decides to throw in. So you get right off the bat, you get the T-34 Tiger 1, the M113, the Formic AWC. I got a piece of paper; it's really small. The Lux Sentinel, the Marauder light tank, the Pillar MBT, and the Guardian APC. And then under the new releases, there's the Panther, the M4A3 Sherman, the Stug, the Panzer III, the T-34-85, the SU-100, the GAZ-AA, and the a Panzer Wagon 251. So he's got a lot of stuff, and then the stretch goals are coming along right now. Let me look at my page really quick. So the first stretch goal that unlocked was the M4A4 Sherman. The second stretch goal was the Sherman Firefly, and right now we're on the KV1, KV2, and the bonus item is a Tesla tank. And like I said, I'll flash some pictures up on there so you're seeing what's going on. But I just wanted to show, these are some of the sci-fi items. These are like the Oculi eyes. These have stands, and they may be used on some of the other sci-fi pieces. So this was something a little different, that I hadn't seen before, and obviously printing these takes no time at all, and you just press them together. So they come in two pieces. That's, like one of the keys. That's how this system works with the keys. And then you print this that goes in that key, and you see these little ridges on the side. This is what you use. You just take an X-Acto knife and you can kind of shave it so that you can get the type of fit that you want. That way, if your printer maybe over extrudes just a little bit, you can just shave a couple of these down on each side and it'll slide right in. I had no problems at all sliding these in. So yeah, this is what the bottom, this pops up underneath the M113, and it's got, it uses the round disc right here like this. So this is really nice stuff. At first, I'm a 15 mil guy, so I'm going to play around and see how this stuff goes down to 15 mil. But I've also played bolt action before, and bolt action is a 28 millimeter war game. And I also play Team Yankee, which is a modern setting 15 mil based off the Flames of War rule system. So seeing these tanks, I love the armor on there, and really like playing a game like bolt action. A box of infantry is not too bad. It's pretty cheap in the grand scheme of things. $20-$30 for 20-30 guys in a box. As long as they're not metal, if they're plastic styrene, works out pretty good. It's the armor that ends up costing you money. And so what I did is I loaded up the T-34 onto my slicer, and I always keep my filament cost program into my slicer, because the average roll of filament is going to be $21 to $25. And so I just leave it at 24, either 24 or 25. I don't know. I think it's 24 is what I have keyed in. And so I loaded up the whole T-34 and ran it at 20% infill at 150 micron. And my material cost on this tank is $1.53. You cannot go into any hobby store, Amazon, I don't care, eBay, and get yourself a T-34 tank kit for $1.53 to your house. So that's something to keep in mind on this Kickstarter, is the reproducibility of these items. At $1.53, for one T-34 tank, that is a fantastic deal. And a game like Bolt Action has a low armor count anyways, but they also have something like Tank Battles, which is all armor on the table. And so being able to draw in, Russian T-34s usually in the game are very expendable. It's not like a German Tiger that's a hard hitter, massive armor. So I used to play Russians, the Soviet Union, in Flames of War a long time ago, and I used to have 40 or 50 of these tanks. So if you figure at 15 mil scale, those are $9 a piece. You do the math on there. This is a win, a huge win if you do any type of tabletop gaming in the World War II setting, or so stuff that's a little more modern. And he's got the sci-fi. Yeah, he's got some sci-fi vehicles on there too. So if you've seen his stuff before and you thought it looked pretty good, I would jump in on his Kickstarter. I mean, I'm really looking forward to what else he comes up with. And let's push through some of those stretch goals, because I'm looking forward to getting these files myself. And, so I just wanted to show it off a little bit, so where you could get a good look at some great, these are really some great files that he put together. So that's just a quick look on the preview. Links to the Kickstarter will be below, and join on in, and let's have some fun printing some World War II armor, and some modern armor. Let's just have some fun printing some armor, put it that way. So you guys have a good night.